Now, the priests and the Levites were going to the temple to worship God. And they didn't know that the God they want to worship in the temple is the one on the road. The God you seek in the church is in your neighbor. The God you seek to worship in the church is in that brother and sister, someone who needs your help. So our heaven is in our neighbor, not in our church activities, not in long hair Marys. Does that make sense? Because some of us will prefer to pray than to help those who are in need, because we feel that our prayer should be a priority to us. But Jesus is telling us that that prayer you should say it in your neighbor. Jesus is the good Samaritan. And Jesus tells us, as I am the good Samaritan, you also should be what? Good Samaritan to one another. At the end of the parable, Jesus was able to explain to this man whom his neighbor should be. Your neighbor is not a person who is living less to you. That is also your neighbor. Not only that, your neighbor is anyone whom you can help, anyone who can benefit from your care and benevolence, anyone you can pray for, anyone you can assist from any situation, anyone that can see light through you is your neighbor. Now you know who your neighbor is. Question is, what am I doing for my neighbor? You don't do things for your neighbor because they deserve it. No. No one deserves anything. But God says, you are my hands and my feet. When I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me drink. When I was homeless, you provided home for me. When I was in prison, you visited me. My dear friends, heaven, kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of heaven we are looking forward to going into can be found in our neighbor. Your neighbor is the sure route to heaven, not church. Most of us have been confused about church. Don't get me wrong, it is good to come to church. It is good to come to church and perform church activities, but church activities alone cannot lead us to the kingdom of heaven. Your heaven is in your neighbor. Your heaven is in what you do to other people. That is your heaven. Because whatever you do to anyone, you do to Jesus. So my dear friends, as we go home today, let us remember who our neighbor is, and also to know that our neighbor is the God we seek. God bless you. May we stand?